guys, I'm still dealing with this ESC, little side problems. Remember this battery voltage, because I took the voltage instead of VBAT, I took the 10 volts. Well, that 10 volts is 10.77 volts. But what I've found is inside here, so far, if I look at the OSD, I don't find any things in here that are BL Heli associated for me. I sure don't. Ah, yeah, here we go. Here's some. ESC amps and ESC RPM. ESC temperature. That's all I see, though. So, because I don't see any place to view that BL Heli telemetry that I'm supposedly getting, except for maybe those little things I just spoke about, the ESC. There's only like 4 items. Because this battery voltage, which I need pretty bad, a good battery voltage being displayed up here and a good cell voltage being displayed up here, let me know when I need to come home. I don't want to be 5 miles away. So, towards correcting this problem right here, I'm going to go in and switch the wire in that cable between that flight controller and that ESC. So that ESC is feeding V plus instead of the 10 volts. And then come back and look at this. Oh man. I forgot what a bummer this was going to be. I've got to get that cable. So this has got to come up gently with all sorts of wires attached to it, without pulling any of them and breaking them. So I'm going to quit holding the camera. Bummer. Well, another bummer. The red wire there, I need to move 1 pin to the left in that connector. But you see, I had cut the red wire that was next to it. I'm going to use both of them. And I had messed up the second ground here completely trying to work with these connectors. So I have not yet successfully released one of these wires. Now I was able to put brand new ones into connectors and make up this and some others, but I have not yet successfully released one of these without just boogering it all up. But I've got to try to do that on this one, or I will be down for a while when I order new connectors like this to go again. Boy, sometimes I amaze myself. So I was able to move that. I was able to use this push pin, which has a very small point on it. Tried this with an X-Acto knife, and that's when I boogered up a lot of them. And I was able to raise this one and move this pin from right here over to here, and it locks in. So there it is, now made up to feed the V plus voltage to the flight controller from the ESC. Let me see if I can get it back in there without breaking anything. Okay. Boy, these back here just being cut so close to the proper length was really hard to get that flight controller up over that post and out of the way. But there it is, with the supply voltage wire changed from 10 volts to VBAT. There we go, all back together with that one change made. Now let's connect it to Mission Planner and see what we've got. There you go. Now we're showing 23.11 volts on that battery. I just couldn't deal with the 10. I tried it. Didn't work for me. Now I can say with 100% that probably should use the V plus from the ESC to the flight controller rather than that 10 volts. I've got to go back and look and make sure that all my components can take the max voltage out of this battery. I'm sure they can take it at this low point it's at right now. So there's that straightened out. Oh, and I also know in the future I may find telemetry from the ESC I have not yet found. So lots of things can change. But I made that change right now because I do need this voltage here, and I need it especially right here to be correct. Right here, I need to be able to see the full flight battery voltage here, and a cell. Someplace on this it showed a cell voltage. Doesn't seem to be. Anyway, continuing on. Thank you guys.